which is sponsored by LG Cinema 3D and Intel, by the way.
Indeed it is.
Here is our Zerg player. He's at the bottom right, close positions by air. He is
GSL FruitDealer.
FruitDealer fans cheering him on.
That headset color was the same color as the guy from Cowboy Bebop.
That's right. He doesn't even care, man. He's barely APM in here in the beginning of the game. But here's his competitor.
Startail Ace.
Startail Ace. Building some probes like a boss. Spamming some workers like a boss. APMing it up. I just used APM as a verb. Deal with it.
I've dealt with it.
Good.
I'm totally okay with you using that as a verb. Alright, so Ace actually sending a really fast scout.
Whoa, was that a 12 pool or overpool or something? That was a pretty fast pool. No gas though.
Yeah, it may have been an overpool. Just listening to your APM joke, quite catch it. It's all your fault, Ultrap.
Sorry.
Yeah, the probe knows exactly what's going on, sees it's a pool first. And that's going to trigger him to make the Nexus. I mean, rather, excuse me, make the Forge before the Nexus.
Yeah, it's a good move. And I like how Ace is, or FruitDealer's kind of switching it up. He's like, all right, every time he goes Nexus first, and I pull a little bit too late to take advantage of it, I'm going to change it up a little bit and force him to play on my terms a little bit more.
Yeah, and the thing about it is he doesn't even necessarily have to make any Zerglings or pressure. Just the fact that he got an early pool alone is enough to make the Forge and possibly force a cannon or two. Then you can just make a hatchery and be like, oh, you thought I was going to speedling expand? Well, I'm not. Or actually, of course, he's not thinking that because he saw the pool before speed.
Yeah, and that probe's still hanging around. It looks like the Zerglings are going... If they kill that probe, that is actually a big deal. If they kill it too quick, because then he doesn't know if there's more Zerglings on the way. Hatchery does go down.
Yeah, he put it in view of the probe too,
okay.
so Ace is going to be in the know.
And it looks like Ace canceled a second cannon in response to that, actually. So that's kind of cool move. He says, all right, I don't need the second cannon, which I would need if there's mass links. So I'll cancel it, get my money back, get my Nexus up a moment earlier.
Exactly. It never hurts to cancel cannons.
Well,
it hurts, but sometimes it's more painful to let them finish.
It's true. It's a very
like
good point.
ending a relationship sometimes, you know?
Oh.
You just gotta end it because it's gonna be more painful if you just let it finish and play out.
That is an extremely appropriate metaphor.
That's really sad.
Kind of sad though. Yeah. I don't think I want to talk about that right now.
I've had those. We've all had those experiences.
Yeah, man. So this probe is still alive though, running around.
Just wants to make sure, I guess, that the hatchery wasn't canceled. Perhaps wants to check for a really quick third.
It just keeps like barely recharging enough shields to get like one more hit left.
And that's because he doesn't change the waypoint. Whenever you change the waypoint, that's when the Zergling's going to hit you. So doing it right, and the probe leaves, and then he makes the hatchery. Very smart.
I didn't see. Did you see if he even saw the drone?
I don't think he saw. I don't think he saw either. The drone.
Sure.
Definitely didn't see the hatchery. Do not think he saw the drone.
Anyway, FruitDealer again taking the route of, all right, well, you're gonna fast expand and like spend all your time teching, then I'm gonna get a third base. This reminds me a lot of a Brood War PvZ. Actually, this is exactly how Brood War PvZs go almost every time.
And in StarCraft too, it's almost like risky to do that, but it's like he's aggressively expanding. He made that. I think he made that split decision after he saw the probe check for my third. I kill the probe. Now he thinks there's no third. Making the third. Very aggressive third base.
That's right. It's like he put a little ball underneath 3 cups and like mixed them around, and like FruitDealer peeked under one of the cups. He's like, "Hey, you're not supposed to do that." I don't know. That one's going nowhere, man. I didn't even know how to close that one out. But it's similar to another situation where information is denied and strategies are changed due to the lack of information.
Exactly.
That's my metaphor.
Is about to lose this Overlord. That's going to give him maybe some lack of information. Does save it with those lings. The Stalker realizes he wants to go home. Probably not going to catch it. Doesn't want to get any hits on him from those.
Yeah, you know, the Stalker missed his friends.
Yeah, you just had to go home. Sometimes you just gotta go home.
Go home.
Now, Ace actually has a forward pylon set up behind the natural of the 3 o'clock base. He's adding a bunch more gateways. And actually, he's now up to 5 gates, adding 2 more gases. We could see another Blink sort of timing attack. The question is, does he know about the third base? Yes, he does now know about it. He sent that very same probe over to check for it. So he has seen it.
Smart move. And now here we are, almost at the 8-minute mark, and FruitDealer has just started his speed upgrade. So he has really been bullish with the economy, making sure he got as much econ out as possible. And tons of drones. He's actually at, let's actually hold that thought, Overlord coming in to scout. And there's not really a lot for it to see, to be honest.
Well, he did see the gateways, which is pretty telling that he wants to get aggressive. And at this point, FruitDealer, though, not having Zergling speed is going to be hard-pressed to hold this. He even started his lair. Does have a Roach Warren, but in fact, no Roaches out. He's making his first 6 Roaches right now. If Ace goes, warps in like 5 units, and just attacks, FruitDealer's dead. He's not going to hold it.
Yeah, he is actually producing a bunch of Roaches.
Yeah, he's got 5 out right now, but those are the first, or he's got 6 out, and those are all the Roaches he has.
Yeah.
He has 3 Zerglings, and they don't have speed. 57 drones.
Yeah, this is actually right. This is actually going to be pretty tough. Continuing to, actually, he doesn't even have Larva to produce more. Okay, he is producing a few more Roaches now, but Ace is being a little bit slow with this attack.
Yeah, he's waiting too long. If he had gone, he would have ended the game, but now I think FruitDealer might be able to hold this.
That's what he's doing. He's going to meet up with those forces on the right and attack the third. I think FruitDealer expects it, though. His forces are up here.
Some good force fields, but the Roach number is increasing. He needs to warp in a few more Stalkers. Those sentries just do not do well against Roaches in a fight. The force field is off. Traps the Zerglings outside, but losing a lot of sentries to those Zerglings, and it looks like he's going to lose his forward pylon on the high ground.
Yeah, those are pretty good force fields. And slowing him down a little bit here, making the attack forward, and Ace is going to turn around.
Yeah, he's just going to go home. He realizes, I can't break this, there's no way. He's just going to go home, and I think he's most likely going to take a third. Is moving a probe over to that location. He's going to lose some pylons.
And the Overlord in the main is going to, I believe, did he spot that Robo? I mean, he can pretty much expect it, but he did see the Robo. Yeah, and the probe, I'm sorry, the Zergling spotted the third that Ace wants to put up. So
and even killed the probe making it, so it delayed it significantly.
Yeah, so FruitDealer knows exactly what's going on right now. He's like, oh, okay, attacking the Colossus and getting the third. That's, I can choose what I would want to do in response to that. Although, actually, it doesn't necessarily mean Colossus. Doesn't necessarily mean that.
Right, but either way, he knows the Robo's out. He knows that making just tons of Roaches could be relatively easily countered by making a good amount of Immortals.
Yeah.
So he knows that Roach Dominance timing period is ending.
Yeah.
But here come the Roaches into the third base of Ace. He's going to force the cancel. And now he should just leave. He doesn't have to engage those sentries. He'll lose a few of these speedlings, but the stock count isn't quite what it needs to be to want to hit that battle head on, so he's got to use those sentries. Gonna remake that Nexus. Burrow movement, Aspire, +1 missile attacks, +1 Carapace, tons of upgrades coming out for FruitDealer as he takes his fourth base.
Yeah, and that other pylon, though, it can spot the minerals, so if he doesn't know that fourth base is there, but if he starts mining it, he'll be able to tell.
Exactly.
And he is, in fact, taking the Colossus. Robotics Support Bay, or Robotics Bay, is going up right now, as well as the Twilight Council, so that's kind of interesting. He may want to, he really likes his Blink. He might want to get Blink. Yeah,
Blink is a good reason to get the Twilight Council, but even more importantly is +2 weapons, I think.
Oh yeah, I always forget about that for some reason. That's a good point.
And he's actually gonna, well, it looked like he had I saw a little glimmer of him making a second Robo, but he decided not to do it. Changed his mind.
And an Immortal coming out, as well as armor. Now he's gonna go ahead and get the weapons upgrade.
Now, FruitDealer adding an extra hatchery to get that production up. I think he is kind of gearing up to go, okay, you might try to do an all-in off 3 bases. I just have to be ready for that. Gotta have the production. I might not even really use this hatchery right now.
It's kind of what Protoss often do. Like, however many bases they have, they just, like, do a big push off that many bases.
Yeah.
All in off 3 bases.
And once you get to the 4th base, it's just kind of like the death ball is made, and then you just kind of control the map with it. But
yeah,
up to the 3 bases, there's the 1 base all-ins, the 2 base all-ins. And this is coming from a Protoss player. There are a lot of all-ins.
Now,
we have them. You better be scared.
Yeah, now Overlord movement, I'm sorry, Overlord
drops.
Speed just finished, and drops are about to finish as well. So he's probably going to be getting, and the Baneling Nest just finished too, so he's probably going to be thinking about doing that kind of attack. This is kind of funny.
Do the Baneling zoning.
Overseer chasing the Observer. That's kind of funny.
That is really funny.
He's like, I see you, Observer.
The Observer's like, please get away from me. I'm going to get a restraining order on you, Mr. Overseer.
And that's not, yeah.
It's like he's like bumping him on the back every time because the Observer is slower than the Overseer.
And he doesn't even have anything to really kill that Observer with, though, so it's not. Anyway.
It's a funky situation.
Yeah, so.
All right,
and
the Overlord drops are done.
yeah, he's got a bunch of, are those Banelings?
Banelings,
Overlords?
Zerglings, and Roaches.
Oh my goodness.
Tons of different kinds of units in those Overlords.
That is a scary army right there.
And, you know, Ace, his army is split into 2 groups, and if they're not together when this battle happens, he's going to really struggle. And even if they are, the composition for FruitDealer, he's going to ignore those forces. He's going to laugh at them because he's got units in Overlords, and they can drop them right over those.
Yeah, and he has the burrow movement as well, as you just mentioned, so he can just go under the force fields with his Roaches as well. So he's going to be well equipped. Now he does have a nice wall here. Pylons, though, he cannot burrow underneath pylons. A couple force fields go down. The Banelings dropping on top of a lot of stuff. Kill half the sentries. Most of the sentries are dead, so he's almost out of force fields and traps a bunch of stuff inside those force fields. But he's not going to break through, it looks like.
Ace held that pretty well, and I think FruitDealer kind of made a mistake. Now he's got some of his units in the bad spot. Oh man, Ace almost could have capitalized on that. He's got a lot of Blink Stalkers out now.
I think the super important part about that battle, though, was Banelinging all of the sentries.
Yeah.
He basically can't use force fields anymore.
Exactly.
With the wide ramps on this map, he doesn't have enough.
It's very difficult to defend against a really high Roach count without those sentries. But once the Stalker count gets large enough, you will be able to deal with it. And the FruitDealer has backed up. He's making a ton of Banelings right now. 22 of them in production. And in fact, he's got the Hive on the way as well as 7 Corruptors. He may hold this. He actually just canceled, I think, some Infestors. Just wants to hold this. And if he can hold this, he'll be in good shape. But it's so many units.
Yeah, he needs those Corruptors right now for the Colossus, which kind of laugh at Banelings and don't really care much about them. It takes so many Banelings to kill a Colossus.
It does, but when they're all clumped up, it does start to stack up. Ace is trying to take the gold base, which is a smart move because he's being aggressive. And that pylon from earlier finally coming into play here, trying to take out that Spine Crawler. Nice transfusion, keeping it alive. Ace moving forward, though, in the middle of the map.
Yep, he's taking out the Spine Crawler.
1 or 2 good fungals.
But oh, here comes the Zerglings. He needs to pick a point to make a stand, and no force fields are able to go down, so he's actually just have to blink micro. Here comes the Overlords chasing him back, but the fungals have gone down. He stops the Overlords. He could have Baneling those Stalkers, but he stopped moving forward, but it doesn't even matter. He's moving forward with so many Roaches. He only has so far back that he can go, though.
And the hatchery over at the 3 o'clock position did go down during all of this. But I'm not sure if it's going to matter if FruitDealer continues to push forward and crush all these Stalkers.
Wow.
I think he's going to try to kill as many Stalkers as possible, then fall back, kill the gold base. But now his Roach, got to keep his Roaches all in ones, because if you've got tiny Roach numbers, split up into like 6 different groups, your opponent has Blink. Oh, nice. Catch the Colossus.
Oh, no. Colossus caught out of position. He needed that Colossus so bad. He is so low on units right now. He is behind by about 40, 60 supply right now. He's going to lose his high yield. Ace is really on the ropes right now. FruitDealer is really bulking up. Just got +2 weapons on his Roaches and his Corruptors.
Indeed. And, you know, I'd almost like to see, well, Stalker's trying to harass at the 3rd base, trying to take out that infestation pit. Meanwhile, I don't know if we got a shot of that.
Yep.
But the Stalkers are starting to get cleaned up. I'd love to see right now FruitDealer make a Hydralisk Den. He's killed the Colossus. He's got some dominance. And then those Zerg players just kind of get into this mindset of like, oh, he's got Colossi, so I can't go Hydras.
Hold that thought. He's blinking into the main to try and take stuff out. He's actually targeting the Hive, which is an interesting choice. But it's going to take a long time for
Ace, he's going to have to get out of there.
For FruitDealer to get up there, so he can blink out pretty easily. Except that one Stalker. Just chilling.
More Stalkers warping in at the 3 o'clock position, though, to try to snipe that hatchery. Ace doing a good job of being very mobile on the map. Even though he's got a small army, he's using it well, keeping FruitDealer at bay.
Those 6 Stalkers that killed the right side base are what kept Ace in the game. If he hadn't killed that base at the same time, then he would have been very far behind. Now he's only far behind.
Right. FruitDealer kind of trying to decide what he wants to do with those Roaches. If he had some Hydras in the mix, the Stalkers, when they blink back, they would take a lot of hits. You know, whenever they were fighting, the Hydras would have enough range to really hit them.
And the Stalkers on the right side, by the way, getting cornered finally. But he blinks into the main at the same time, and what is he going to do? He's going to go for the Greater Spire.
Oh, the Greater Spire, but 8 Broodlords are already in production.
Morphing.
Needs to get that. I think getting the Roach Swarm would be huge as well, but it looks like he is just going to kind of back out.
Oh, man.
Hitting that Greater Spire was huge, but with the Broodlords already morphed, it's going to be pretty problematic anyways.
He's getting chased back. Yeah, the Broodlords are already in play. He does have Blink, so if he can catch those Broodlords without anything underneath them, he can blink under them and kill them pretty quickly. But I don't know, man. There's Roaches and Lings accompanying those Broodlords.
Ace does have +3 attack on those Stalkers. They do tons of damage, and of course FruitDealer kind of still at the moment stuck on +2. Here come the Broodlords, though. This gold base is not long for this world. The Stalkers just can't blink forward because there's too many Roaches. It looks like the Nexus will go down. Ace forced to back away.
Yeah, Ace, that's a smart move to abandon that. He would have just lost his whole army anyway. I'm not sure where he's going with that army. He's kind of running around to the top there. Whilst FruitDealer goes in positions to possibly attack his natural, his army is like way out of position actually. This could be really bad. FruitDealer is attacking the natural expansion, and Ace blinked his whole army over to the right side of the map. He's going for a counter because he cannot get back in time, and I don't think this is going to go well for Ace actually. The Broodlords are going to do so much damage, but once the single Void Ray is out.
Once the Roaches hit the main base and start knocking out those gateways, it's going to all of his production will stop. But this is a huge, scary army for Ace. FruitDealer is going to take out the natural. Getting the production facility is much more important, though there's no real mining going on at that natural anymore. Natural does go down. Now Ace is, for about the 8th time, forced to cancel, or has killed the 3 o'clock expansion.
Ace is just going to try and hold out on his 12 or like 11 o'clock base. He's got Archons there. He's got Void Rays out killing the Broodlords, and there's no Hydras, there's no Corruptors. The Broodlords have all gone down to those 2 Void Rays.
Oh my god, FruitDealer is making 13 Spine Crawlers, trying to hold on down here, but there are Blink Stalkers and Immortals doing so much damage. And Ace trying to decide if he wants to go for it. He is going to take out this base here.
Wow.
And suddenly, this game is starting to look a little bit closer than it was before those Void Rays. This is really going to work. The Roaches finally do burrow. Smart choice. Now, Ace actually does have Psionic Storm, which can be quite useful in those battles. Of course, the Roaches do pretty well against that, but with Stalker support, it starts to get pretty nasty. It looks like he's going to go for the 3rd base of Ace, the real only mining base right now that he has.
And here he comes in fact, and there are no Templar nearby, so this could do a lot of damage. All of his armies way out in the map. Again, he needs this base so badly. He loses the Templar Archives, losing probes, loses the Nexus as well, and Ace decides to go for a counterattack again and just hold out on this main at the top right.
He does have TIE Templar there and Archons. It's going to be almost impossible to break up that ramp. There's going to be Storms, there's going to be Archons doing splash damage, so Ace going for another counterattack through the middle. I think he just wants to do some sniping action.
I think
he's snipe the natural.
I think he's figuring that, like, okay, I have a base which has minerals. He has a base which has no minerals. If I can hold out a little bit longer, he will starve out. If I can take out his thirds, he will starve out, and I will not.
The problem, though, is that FruitDealer actually has 1,400 minerals and 2,500 gas in the bank, so even though he's not mining, he's still got a ton of production for the time being.
Yeah.
And Ace's base just got up. He's got barely any probes. 4 probes mining.
Yeah.
And actually, he's pulling them right now because he thought there was a Baneling drop coming, but it wasn't.
Yeah, he... and the thing is FruitDealer actually did take a base at the right side of the map, so he is mining now, and Ace is basically not mining, because the thing is he ran his probes a little bit too late, and all the Zerglings killed them in that battle. Here
a lot
comes
of
the
Roaches
Stalkers
going
though.
down here, and FruitDealer does not have that large of an army to afford losing these Roaches. Nice Side Storms. The Archons moving forward as well. Do so much damage to biological units. In fact, 47 per shot. And FruitDealer could be in trouble here, Moltrap.
As well as the Zealots and Immortals in that mix.
Here comes a huge Speedling run by, though.
No, the Zerglings do turn aside. They probably could have rushed in there and killed all those cannons, but the Void Ray is scaring them off. They're going to try and come in here in the back. A Storm taking out several Zerglings, but probably should have saved that Storm for something bigger. Stalkers are going to try and kill off this new base. He's moved half of his Spine Crawlers to that base. He knows it's important. Roach is coming in.
Nice Blink Stalker might grow a good Storm. The Roaches don't want to pursue that, and the Muta's totally out of position. Do not want to be engaging. Nice Blink up, and FruitDealer's in trouble. He's losing so many units right now.
He has no answer to those Void Rays. And when the roaches decide to run away, never mind, he does have some mutas on the map actually. Finally got a new Spire up. And here comes the Mutalisk coming in to try and take out the Void Rays. They're targeting him down. Mutalisk getting completely owned by the Stalkers though. So they are able to live and take out the rest of the roaches. And it looks like Ace is probably going to take out this base with the Void Rays and the Immortals.
And this is the last base of FruitDealer. If he loses this, he will lose the game. The Archon cleaning up the Mutas.
Wow.
Roll Trap, are we going to see the craziest comeback, scrappy Protoss situation ever? He's so far behind and just made this game work, being extremely mobile with those Blink Stalkers. And I don't want to say it's not over yet, because it is over. There's no way FruitDealer can come back. He's got his natural is almost completely mined out. That's the only hatchery he has left. He's got no army, 61 supply to 13 supply.
Yeah, he lost all of his drones in that too. So even if he's like to try and distance mine, it won't even work. Ace taking out Overlords, just a few minerals left at that natural for FruitDealer, whereas Ace has a fully mining base. And actually, I don't know if he has any production facilities right now, but in the long run, Ace has an army, and FruitDealer has nothing.
Ace is just going to kill him. There's nothing FruitDealer can do.
FruitDealer's army consists of 1 queen.
And like 3 spine crawlers and 4 mutas.
And he's just going to try and do some more fake baneling drops just to stop him from mining. But once Ace realizes that there's nothing there.
Yeah, I don't even think Ace realizes that this game is over necessarily yet. He knows there's no mining, but he's like, I wonder if he has an army. I don't want to move out and then his army kill my base.
Yeah.
But now I think he knows, and FruitDealer got to be a little bit upset about how this game turned out. I think that's why he hasn't GG'd yet. He's probably sitting in his booth contemplating, like, how did I lose this game? I only, I made maybe too many roaches. I didn't have a mobile enough army to deal with these Blink Stalkers.
Yeah, FruitDealer, he does have a few mutas coming in here and actually taking out those probes.
There was an Archon. I don't know where that Archon ran off to. I guess he may have moved it, but the mutas are going to kill that base. But all that he has to do is just send his units back. He doesn't even have to necessarily send that many units back.
Yeah, this is not a situation where...
The mutas are not killing those cannons, basically, is the bottom line.
This isn't a situation...
And there's the Archon.
This isn't like Juke 2 versus any pro where all he has to do is kill one assimilator to win. He's got to kill a bunch of cannons.
Yeah,
and
that Archon.
And the Archon has something to say about it.
Nice micro by FruitDealer, but it's just not enough. He may take out the Archon. Nope.
Oh, Archon with 21 shields left. And FruitDealer... GG's. Ace bringing his PVZ home to Korea and beating one of the top Zergs in Korea. FruitDealer taking the win, pumping his fist in the air in victory, and well-deserved, in fact.
GSL coaches here, he's got to be really happy with his players.
Man,
doing extremely well. He's got a huge grin on his face.
2 players advancing today.
Or actually, no. Aces and StarTale, what am I talking about? I don't know why he has a grin on his face, because FruitDealer just got eliminated.
Man,
I was just like getting so hyped up on that energy we were talking about. I just started talking about nonsensical things.
That's embarrassing.
But
and meanwhile, Slayers winning the Pokemon tournament against... Never mind.
Sorry about that huge blunder, guys. Totally baffled that one up.
Well, I mean, but Revival got through.
It's just like, I was still in the mindset in my head that like, FruitDealer is winning because he was winning so well, and then Ace just came back and showed incredibly what you can do with a mobile Protoss army. A lot of Protoss complain, my army's not that mobile. The roaches are really hard to deal with, but if you're extremely mobile, a lot of that game came down to those 2 Void Rays that killed all the Broodlords in the main base.
Yeah,
we're going to take a 2-minute break, though, guys, and when we get back, we'll have Marine King against Squirtle, which should be an epic series as well, so see you guys in just a few.
Out to kill this. Midnight mashing, no mashing, holiday